Joining us now on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline is former BYU quarterback, the winningest
He's the WOAT
quarterback of all time. Yes, that is right. Max Hall. Max, nice to have you back on the show.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Fantastic. And congratulations, Class 3A state champion for Queen Creek American Leadership Academy as the offensive coordinator. Pretty cool stuff, Max.
Oh, yeah, it was a great year, man. What a fun year to do that with those kids. We had a good group, coachable kids. They worked hard, and to go out, we battled through a bunch of injuries and stuff and made it all the way and won it. So it was a lot of fun as a coach to do that.
The bowl game's in San Diego. Last time we chatted about you working out a lot. Do you have that beach body ready that you've been talking to us about?
You guys kill me. You know that. You guys. This is all I'm going to say is that the morning of the bowl game to get ready, I am going to take the 130-pound dumbbells for a ride on the incline. I can guarantee that. Okay.
Yes.
Settle up.
Facebook Live that, Max. We all need to partake in that.
For a ride.
What do you think about BYU?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about that more later. In the meantime, let's talk about BYU and Wyoming. They're playing for the first time in 6 years and matching up in a bowl game. What do you think about the matchup with the Cowboys?
You know, I think it's great. You said it was 6 years since the last time that BYU Wyoming's played, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always been kind of a little bit of a rivalry game between BYU and Wyoming. So for them to meet in a bowl game after 6 years, I think it's going to be a high intensity game. I think Wyoming's really going to want to beat BYU, and so I think it's going to be fun. I think it's a great matchup. Wyoming's got a good team this year. You know, BYU's got to come to play, and it should be a good game.
The context was different in many ways, but I want to look at the 2008 Vegas Bowl against Arizona. That was an Arizona team with Rob Gronkowski and his brother. They were hungry. They were in a bowl game for the first time in a while, and that was something that you had to be prepared for. What kind of difference did that make playing a team that was really, really excited to be there that year, like Wyoming this year?
Yeah, no, it makes a huge difference. And that junior year, we just came off of a loss to Utah, a pretty bad loss to Utah, and so it was hard for us. I think that affected us going into the bowl game. While U of A came in, like you said, hungry, ready to go, and to their credit, they outplayed us and they beat us in the bowl game. So BYU definitely needs to stay focused, stay hungry, and come in with a mindset to win the game, and not get caught up in all the other bowl game stuff that is very easily to get distracted by, because you can guarantee Wyoming and those boys are going to come and they're going to be tough and they're going to hit hard and they're going to get everything they got to win that game, especially against BYU. Wyoming does not like BYU. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be a heated game. And I'm looking forward to watching it.
Tanner Mangum is again thrust into the spotlight after a Taysom Hill injury, this time making his first start in Ty Detmer's pro-style offense. He does have Jamal Williams behind him. What do you expect from Tanner Mangum making his first start of the sophomore season in a bowl game scenario?
You know what? A little bit cliche, but I expect him to go out there and execute. Tanner has all the abilities as a quarterback and has all the tangibles that you want and all the talents in the world. I think one of the knocks that I've kind of heard about him last year and kind of going into this year is that he's had trouble grasping the offense and really kind of understanding what's going on and being able to make all the checks and make all the right decisions in that offense. So I think this is a chance for Tanner to come out and show everybody that he's capable of doing that, capable of grasping this pro-style offense that Ty has put together, and kind of give us a glimpse of, what it's going to be like with him at quarterback for the next few years. So I think it's a big game for him, not just because it's a bowl game and to go win, but a chance for him to show, that he can handle this offense and, take over and be the leader of this team for the next few years.
Give us an idea, since you played, in the NFL and had to learn multiple playbooks in high school, college, and in the pros, of what it's like to be a quarterback and have to learn a totally different system and how long that takes.
Yeah, it totally depends, but the best. I had to do it 2 times because I actually ran a wing T style offense in high school.
Winged T at Mountain View?
Wing T at Mountain View.
Did you drive a Model T too?
Get out of here. Come on now. Hey, we took that wing tee and went all the way to the ship with it, okay? And I only threw the ball 15 times a game.
Wow.
But a lot of my games I was 12 for 15 or something like that, and I'd have 5 touchdown passes. So we had a really good team. But I had to go from being an under center quarterback going to BYU, and I had to learn how to be a shotgun quarterback, and learn how to be a quarterback in that system. Then after BYU, I had to go back and learn a pro style offense, West Coast deal in the NFL. So it takes work. It takes time, but if you put in the study and the effort and work with your coaches, you can make it happen. And so Tanner's now had a chance to be in this all spring. He's had a chance to sit and learn summer and now this whole season. And I think he should be able to go out there and play and do well in this offense. And I guess we'll see in the bowl game.
Did John Beck have the same coaching staff and philosophy? Did he run the wing tee before you at Mountain View?
No. So the coach that John played for got let go after my sophomore year. And then I had a new coach come in for my junior and senior year. So that was a little bit – John ran the old school I formation, 22 blast, and play action off of that, smash mouth football.
Gotcha.
Basically what you're telling us is you had it harder than John Beck, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, you got D1 scholarships off the wing tee. That's pretty good.
I'm basically saying I had it way harder, and I'm a way better quarterback than John Beck is what I'm saying.
Oh, we love
I'll
talking.
tell you one thing, though. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. If it wasn't for John Beck and being able to learn from him in high school and in college, I would not have had the career I had. So I can poke fun at John, but I owe a lot to that dude.
Max Hall with us on BYU Sports Nation, an offensive coordinator now at Queen Creek American Leadership Academy, fresh off of a state championship. And because of that status, Max, we want to talk about what you think Ty Detmer has done as the offensive coordinator at BYU in his first year. How would you assess year number 1 with BYU's new offense?
Yeah, I love what he's done. I'm really excited for his offense and what it's going to do for the future of BYU and the program. And I've talked to some of the other coaches on the staff and some of the other people that are involved in everything, and they are also very excited and very impressed with Coach Detmer and what he's doing. And he's got an unbelievable football mind. He's smart, understands the game really well, obviously playing all those years in the NFL. And so it's exciting. And I think once they get some of the personnel that they need there to really be good and successful at running that offense, and as these guys continue to understand it, it's just going to get better. Because, a pro-style offense is going to take a little bit longer to install in a college system. It takes a little bit longer for guys to get a grasp on what to do and all the different checks and reads and stuff. But once they get it down, I think Ty's smart enough and we'll have the players around him that it's going to be a really explosive offense for years to come.
Do you like this idea? Because I think it makes sense. When BYU was really good, they had this schematic, this unique scheme, right? Chuck the ball, 5, it was different. Now in college football, everyone's spread. Hardly any teams are kind of pro-style, run it down your throat. And it seems like, Max, BYU can recruit those kind of positions as opposed to the spread guys. It's just a little harder to get them to come here.
No, I totally agree. And it's always been harder to get some of the top elite athlete-type dudes to come to BYU so that you can run a spread offense. Because the spread offense is all about going fast. It's not a ton about scheme. It's just about hurry up and go, and let's find one-on-one matchups, and let's get the ball out of our hands and let our athletes make plays, right? A pro style is much more about scheme and execution and putting a lot on the quarterback, making checks, and then using the play action game to get guys open downfield. I think that style offense and what Ty brings in the pass game as well is going to be perfect for the type of kids that are going to be coming to BYU.
1 week away from BYU and Wyoming in the Poinsettia Bowl. How is bowl game preparation different from regular season game preparation, Max?
It's different in a few ways. Number one, you get a couple weeks to prepare. So you get more time to go through everything and scheme and do all that. It's also kind of a weird time in the school year. Lots of times you're taking tests and finishing up classes and getting everything done. So there's actually kind of a lot going on. So I think it's the teams that can stay focused, get the stuff done, make sure they're focused during practice, and then the week during the bowl game with all the distractions and interviews and activities and everything that goes on. It's a team that can stay focused on the game and go there, make it more of a business trip, go there to win a football game while enjoying all the festivities. So it's different, but what I liked about it is you got more time to prepare. You have a complete year of film on the team, and so, I would expect BYU and Ty offensively to go in there with a great scheme and have some good ideas for what to do against Wyoming.
Speaking of distraction, I want to confirm, I believe a story you told us, but I'm trying to remember. We were thinking about San Diego and naturally Anchorman. So 2008 at Utah, the direct snap to Harvey Unga that he scored on, you deceive the defense by giving a signal to Austin Collie. Did you quote Anchorman again? Will you remind us of that?
Okay, first of all, this was highly confidential, so how did you hear about this?
Because you told us on the air one time, I thought. Or Austin did. Someone did.
No, I didn't.
It might have been Austin.
Did you just throw a burrito at me? Was it that line?
Oh, geez. You know what? Okay, this is classic, all right? So there's a scene in that movie where Ron Burgundy throws a burrito out his window and it hits Jack Black on a motorcycle, right? You remember this? So they stop and Jack Black comes up to the window and he goes, "Hey, bro, did you just throw a burrito at your window?" So right in the middle of my cadence, I stop and I look over at Austin and I gave that line to him. I said, "Hey, bro," and he looks up at me and goes, "What?" And I start walking towards him and say, "Did you just throw a burrito at you?" And then the ball gets snapped and Harvey scores. And we, at the time, we thought it was the coolest thing ever. So if there was one positive thing that came out of the Utah game my junior year, it would be that play and quoting Anchorman for a touchdown pass against Utah.
That's classic,
Yes.
dude. It's so good.
It's perfect. And
So
totally
good.
in the spirit of San Diego, where BYU is headed to play a bowl game. Fantastic stuff, Max.
In the spirit of Ron Burgundy. And then, of course, Utah fans got to use the whole Stay Classic against me all the time, which I think is actually pretty funny, too. So.
Max, we need to do this more often, man.
Why not? Have me on. Let's do it.
Okay, just find some time because we know you're busy, and we'll let you get back to those 130-pound dumbbells on the incline right now. But work us into your schedule, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'll come on anytime. You guys are great. Love listening to you guys. You guys do a good job. So anytime.
You got it. Thanks, Max.
Stay classy.
Stay classy.